And now, broadcasting live from the Colquitt Center in Roanoke, it's the Alternative Hour. Crank it up, because the Alternative Hour starts right now on WRKE 100.3.
3, 2, 1.
We are back, Roanoke College!
And better than ever.
Oh, yeah. We had to cancel our show Tuesday because of bad weather, but we are back. Happy Thursday. Our window's up in the studio right now.
I know, it's very pleasant.
It's pleasant outside.
It's nice.
It's not warm, but it's doable.
My hands were chilly.
Yeah, I should have worn gloves.
It's just a little windy to the point where I don't want to wear a coat, but I kind of need like little baby gloves.
We also have a lot of other things going on. The GOP debate recap that was supposed to be on Tuesday will play for you today because it's just so hilarious. Like, I can't not talk about it.
But do you know what's more important than that, Elijah?
What?
My big little present week.
Okay, no one cares. Also,
I care. I love my big.
Primaries are right around the corner. There's some more on Saturday. And breaking local news about my alma mater, Northside. That and more on the Alternative Hour, which begins right now with Royal Blood and Figure It Out. You're listening to WRKE 100.3.
When a member on the stage's brother gets attacked,
I got
brother
about
gets
5
to
or 6.
respond.
Do I get to do it 5 or 6 times or just once responding to that?
The weakest person on the stage by far on illegal immigration is Jeb Bush. They come out of an act of love, whether you like it or not. He is so weak on illegal immigration, it's laughable, and everybody knows it.
So, you know, this is the standard operating procedure to disparage me. That's fine. I don't really
spend
care
a little
about
more
it.
money on the
I can handle it.
commercials.
But if you want to talk about weakness, it's weak to disparage women. It's weak to disparage Hispanics.
I don't disparage.
It's weak to denigrate the disabled. And it's really weak to call John McCain a loser because he was a POW.
I never called him. No, I don't call
That
him
is
a-
outrageous. He's an American hero.
He also
The simple
said
fact
about
is,
language.
I've laid out my plans.
He said
as it
about
relates to
language. For
immigration.
language. 2 days ago, he said he would take his pants off and moon everybody, and that's fine. Nobody reports that. He gets up and says that, and then he tells me, "Oh, my language was a little bit rough."
Okay.
My language.
Governor Kasich.
Give me a break.
But so you still think he should be
I think
impeached?
it's my turn, isn't it?
You do whatever you want. You call it whatever you want. I want to tell you, they lied.
Okay.
They said there were weapons of mass destruction. There were none, and they knew there were none. There were no weapons of mass
Okay,
destruction.
all right.
I could care less about the insults that Donald Trump gives to me. It's blood sport for him. He enjoys it, and I'm glad he's happy about it. But I am
$22
sick and
million
tired.
in
I am
ads.
sick and tired of him going after my family. My dad is the greatest man alive in my mind. And while Donald Trump was building a reality TV show, my brother was building a security apparatus to keep us safe, and I'm proud of what he did. And he's had the gall to go after
The World
my
Trade
mother.
Center came
He's
down
had the
during
gall
your
to
brother's
go after
reign.
my
Remember
mother.
that.
Hold on.
Let me finish this. He's had the gall to go after my mother.
That's not keeping
Look, I
us
won
safe.
the lottery when I was born 63 years ago and looked up and I saw my mom. My mom is the strongest woman I know.
She should
this
be
is
running.
not about my family or his family.
Well, first of all, I don't know how he knows what I said on Univision because he doesn't speak Spanish. And second of all, the other point that I would make...
Marco, si quieres, díselo ahora mismo, díselo ahora. En español, si quieres.
I was a very good student at a great school. Not using profanity is very easy. Right. Jeb is so wrong. Jeb is absolutely so. That's just so you understand. You know what that is? That's Jeb's special interest and lobbyists talking. Look, let me just tell you something. Jeb is so wrong. You got to fight ISIS first.
Saddam Hussein was in violation of UN resolutions, an open violation, and the world wouldn't do anything about it. And George W. Bush enforced what the international community refused to do. And again, he kept us safe, and I am forever grateful to what he did for this country.
How did he keep us safe when the World Trade Center came down? The world, excuse me, I lost hundreds of friends. The World Trade Center came down during the rain. He kept us safe. That's not safe. That is not safe, Marco.
All right.
That is not safe.
The World Trade Center came down because Bill Clinton didn't kill Osama bin Laden when he had the chance to kill him.
And George Bush. By the way, George Bush had the chance also, and he didn't listen to the advice of his CIA.
All right, Dr. Carson, we have a
we
have a cleansing.
I'm not going to invite Donald Trump to the rally in Charleston on Monday afternoon.
I don't want to
My brother's
go.
coming to speak.
Yeah.
I'm rescinding the invitation. I thought you might want to come, but I guess not.
So that was a little long, but that debate was just full of just them going at each other so
I'm very
hard.
happy that I didn't listen to it.
Yeah, it was quite intense. My favorite part by far is when Ted Cruz starts trying to speak Spanish and he just like randomly starts blurting out Spanish, kind of like those people who like.
What did he say in Spanish? Do you know?
I don't know. It's kind of like those people who like speak in tongues. You know, they just start randomly blurting out words you can't understand. That was Ted Cruz. On
Like the
debate
whole
stage.
time, or just that one little
No,
part?
just that one little part. I just thought it was hilarious. He just randomly broke out into Spanish.
I really like how every time somebody attacks Donald Trump, he just brings up 9/11. Have you noticed that?
Yes.
That's his like I was there. I was there at 9/11. I had friends. Like, no, you weren't.
Poor Jeb. Jeb
Yeah,
just keeps
poor
getting
old
attacked.
Jeb.
Jeb, I'm sorry, buddy. Just go home. Clearly, the big kids don't want to play with you anymore. Go home.
I can't believe he hasn't dropped out yet.
That's what I mean.
I'm
Drop out.
surprised.
Go home.
How did Kasich do?
Kasich did pretty well. People still just don't like him. I don't understand
Poor
why.
little Kasich.
I don't think he's got the name recognition yet.
Maybe in 4 years.
Yeah, hopefully, because he seems like a really nice guy. But pretty much everyone said Marco Rubio won that debate. But I don't know. I thought he sounded kind of robotic and not as bad as the first time. Not as bad as the last debate that he really screwed up on.
Can you really say there's a winner in any of these Republican debates at this point?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like everyone was kind of a loser on that one because
I think they just all yell at each other.
right, regardless of who wins the Republican nomination, no one's going to be able to trust any of them because they've all bashed each other. Hillary Clinton or Bernie Sanders, whoever wins the Democratic debate or nomination, has nothing to say about them. They've already said it for themselves.
Yeah.
They've already given themselves terrible reputations. Well, primaries are coming up on Saturday. It is the Nevada Democratic primary and the South Carolina Republican. On January 23rd, it's the Nevada Republican, and on January 27th, the South Carolina Democratic. Right now in South Carolina, Donald Trump has a 33.5% lead over Ted Cruz at 17.5%. Clinton, 58.2%, Sanders, 35.7%. And in Nevada, Trump, 39.0%, Cruz, 18.5%, Clinton, 46.5%, Sanders 46.0%.
Ooh, that's close.
That's going to be a close one, and that is on Saturday. It's going to be interesting to
AKA
watch.
my big little reveal day.
Oh my God.
That's all I can think about.
Yes, that is all she can think about.
I just got my basket today for my big. It's
Okay.
a bunch of crafts.
Okay, great. All right, when we return from this song, breaking news, local scandal in high school. You're not going to be able to hear about
Elijah's
this on
high school.
Yes, you're not going to be able to hear about this on local news because they can't report the truth without, hard evidence, people willing to talk with them. Well, this is college radio, and I don't care. So I'm going to tell you the truth. We'll be right back with this after this song.
This is breaking news.
All right, so we got breaking news in the area. We're going to go back a little bit on Friday when Roanoke County Public Schools announced that Northside High School principal Frank Dent had stepped down effective immediately. He cited family and personal reasons and will retire officially at the end of this school year. He's been principal since 2003. Then, ironically, Northside High School assistant principal was reassigned. Days after the principal suddenly stepped down, she has now been reassigned to serve assistant principal for Horman L. Horn and Clearbrook Elementary Schools. Keep in mind that those two schools do not have regularly they do not have assistant principals. So
Ooh, something's brewing.
this led to some, of course, rumors and questions, but I have the answers to it.
What is the answer, Elijah?
It doesn't stop here.
Oh my goodness.
Now today,
There's more
students-
news?
There is more news. Threats have been made against the school. There was a call received at the high school alleged a threat to the school. School administration and the school resource officers were notified. Roanoke County Schools said, quote, "We are aware of an online post threatening possible violence at Northside High School. We have an increased police presence at the school this morning out of an abundance of caution. We are not certain this is a credible threat, but we are taking it very seriously and taking actions to ensure the safety of students and staff. However, absences will be treated as they would on any other school day. They have decided to keep the school open because they are unsure about the credibility of the threat." Lineberger said there was no direct notification to parents because the first priority was keeping the students and faculty safe. They also didn't want to create more of a panic than what the situation warranted. Roanoke County Police now say there is no validity to the threat made against the Northside High School, but they will continue to keep increased police presence and extra staff at Northside High School.
So Elijah, tell me,
Now-
what is the truth?
Now let's go behind the scenes where no other news can take you, unless you're reading like Twitter.
Us and Twitter.
So, not president, dear God, no.
Ah,
Principal Frank Dent had relations with assistant principal Amy Puckett.
Scandalous.
Now, I cannot verify this for sure, but it very much seems like it was an ex of Frank Dent, who was also a staff member who we used to have relations with, that went and told on him and got him in trouble. Because the assistant principal and her were seen fighting on Friday.
Oh my God, this is so saucy.
After the firing. So even though technically Frank Dent is moving to Central for the rest of the year and then retiring, this was not his own decision. As for now,
This
the
is so
other
scandalous.
assistant principal is now staying at the school, and old administrators are coming back to help run the school.
How many assistant principals are there?
There was 2,
Oh,
and the principal.
I'm used to just having one.
But the principal and one of the assistant principals was moved. So, the question is now, what will happen over the summer with the other assistant principal? Will she be removed from her job as the new assistant principal that never even existed? Now, on to the threat. There is also more than what news is allowed to report with that. So apparently I don't think it is that serious of a threat. It seems like a drug deal went down not so well between 2 students. Pot, marijuana. And that frustrated one student who then made the threat.
This is all happening at once.
So it seems to me
This is crazy.
that the 2 stories are completely unrelated. They just happened in the exact same week.
Now tell me, Elijah, do you have any sources back at your old high school?
I do have sources. I have a lot of sources
Okay.
who I cannot name.
Because they are confidential informants.
Yes, but these are adult sources.
Oh.
These are not students. I have student sources. I think a couple of them are listening right now.
Hi.
But hi, thank you. But I also have adult sources.
Okay.
So most of what I told you, I can verify to be absolutely true. The only thing I'm not sure completely is the source, but that's what it seems to be.
Okay.
So
This is so intense.
it's very intense. This is why I graduated early, because I knew it was going down.
You graduated early?
I graduated early. I told you this.
Did you really?
Mm-hmm.
Like a semester early? Like a year early?
A year early.
So you should be a senior in high school?
Yes. Because I
This
knew.
is news to me.
No, you just forgot.
I do forget things.
because I knew the school was going downhill.
You
And
sensed it?
Well, yeah, it's interesting because there's been rumors of this stuff for years, but everyone always kind of brushed it off as just rumor. And now we know.
It's confirmed.
It is now confirmed by this. So the two departures have prompted a lot of questions from students and parents. Roanoke County School Board member Tom McCracken said he's looking into the matter and has scheduled a community meeting at Northside next Monday at 7 p.m. to address those comments. He said, quote, "I think parents need to know what's going on, and I think they need to have a place where they can voice their concern and frustration." Because right now, Central Office is lying to everybody. I mean, just blatantly put, they are lying right now. So hopefully with this, they will fess up because things are happening at Northside. It's not.
Do they think that people can't handle the truth?
I don't know. I think they're trying to cover
I
their
just
own.
really wanted to say that. I'm sorry.
I think they're trying to cover their own butts, which is terrible. But yeah, that's what's happening at Northside while I'm here. Very interesting stuff.
I learned something new every day about you.
Exactly. All right, when we come back, I was able to sit down with a very important man, the Dean of Students, and talk about snow closing. This is the Alternative Hour on WRKE 100.3.
So as many of you know, we had to cancel our show on Tuesday due to bad weather. I was unable to get into Roanoke College until later in the afternoon. And this got me thinking about how the college decides whether or not they should close, delay, or have classes as regular. Which led me to the man at the top of the charge, the Dean of Students, Dean Smith. He was very nice and was willing to sit down and talk with me about this, however asked that he not be recorded, whether I could just give you a summary of what he said. So we're going to look behind the scenes on how the campus makes this very important decision. Although Dean Smith does have the final call in this, it's often based upon the advice from Tom Rambo, head of campus safety. It all begins with the National Weather Service. When they hear of a storm coming, they begin looking at the hour-by-hour predictions on the National Weather Service to see when the storm's going to hit, how much it's going to hit, and what the temperatures are to see how long it will last on the ground and on the roads. Dean Smith let me in on a little secret and said if students are on their phones until 2 and 3 a.m. waiting for the call, they're probably wasting their own time. Generally, he does not make the call until around 5:30 in the morning when he and Tom Rambo get up early and call and discuss whether or not campus is safe. Dean Smith said by the time he and Rambo talk at 5:30, Rambo has already consulted with the VA Emergency Management Team, which gives info on the severity of roads and the impact of the storm, as well as talked with all of his campus safety officers to see what it's like on campus. Using this information and, as Dean Smith says, his best judgment, they then make a decision and let PR know so they can then send the message to all students and faculty. Dean Smith said the key is balance, not to close unless necessary, but to also keep everyone safe. A quote that I found very interesting is he said, making his decision, he has to think of most people, not all. He knows if he decides to have campus open, there will be some faculty and students who are probably not able to make it in. But that's a tough decision that he has to make, because if he catered to everybody, then campus would be closed way more often than necessary for most. He told me that there is no magic number of snowfall amounts. However, time plays a big factor in it. For example, if 6 inches of snow fell at 6 p.m., then there may be time for Roanoke College and the city of Salem to clean the area around the college. However, if the same 6 inches of snow fell at 7 in the morning, it's a whole lot more dangerous because staff does not have time to prepare the campus. I also asked him the all-important question of makeup days. He says this is handled on a case-by-case basis, and as his time as dean, he has never had to implement makeup days. As for this year, even with the days we've missed so far, we're all in the clear for now, and if we miss more days, he'll reevaluate it. I would like to thank Dean Smith for being so gracious with his time and letting us know how this very important process works. We'll be right back after this song. You're listening to the Alternative Hour on WRKE 100.3.
Welcome back to the Alternative Hours. We got a couple events happening on campus going on. The Historical Society and BSA on the Civil Rights Movement is today at 4 p.m. in the Bank Building, Logan Gallery.
And the 2016 Unsigned Only Music Competition is now open. You can win up to $100,000 and get mentored by the top recording label executives. For more information, go to our Facebook page, WRKE 100.3 Roanoke College Radio.
And Second Chance Prom is on Friday at 9 p.m. on the Pickle Lounge, hosted by the Lambda Alliance. And finally, basketball versus number 10 Frostburg State University is today at 3 p.m. And I have something coming up exciting in my life. On March 22nd, one of my favorite bands, Cage the Elephant, will be in Richmond, and I'm going to see them live. And it's going to be a really good show, and I'm excited.
I'll be here.
And that means for us that Christa will be running the show by herself for the first time. Wow. That's scary.
Soul.
That is scary.
Isn't it?
But it's going to be a great concert. I'm very excited about that. And I think it's only right to play one of their songs. So here is Cage the Elephant, Too Late to Say Goodbye. You're listening to the Alternative Hour on WRKE 100.3.
So here is your wacky news story. In 1977, the town of Stockton-on-Tees, County Durham, honored Walker, the 19th century chemist and inventor of the friction match, with a bust that cost about $2,000. Several decades later, citizens realized that the town had accidentally used a different John Walker, an actor who died before the invention, as the model. According to The Independent, the discovery was first made in the 1990s, but the mistake was not fully addressed. The issue was recently raised again during a council meeting when a local councilor asked why the statue was not displayed more prominently in the Castlegate shopping center. But this mix-up was not the only time Stockton-on-Tees botched a tribute to John Walker. The Daily Mail reports that in 1893, a brass plaque incorrectly listed the Lucifer match as Walker's invention, a product that was merely a copy of Walker's own invention. The Lucifer match was actually patented in 1829 by Samuel Jones of London. The plaque was later removed and was an unpopular plastic match sculpture that was erected in 2001. The town did manage to get it right once, when another plaque was installed at the site where Walker once operated a pharmacy. The director of Culture, Events, and Leisure for Stockton Borough Council said that Walker was not very well known during his lifetime, so it's difficult to find photos of him. But that has not stopped the town's officials from trying to create a more appropriate tribute.
Okay. So, if you don't have pictures of the guy, just give up.
Yeah,
like, don't use the wrong person. How can you be so stupid as to not realize?
I just like how they realized it in the 90s and then just didn't do anything about it. That's my favorite.
Kind of like Northside. They realized what was happening, but they're still not telling people the truth.
Yeah.
I mean, that's insane that you can make a $2,000 bust of the wrong person. That's crazy. All right, when we come back, news and weather. You're listening to the Alternative Hour on WRKE 100.3. Now it's time for news and weather on the Alternative Hour.
President Obama will become the first sitting U.S. leader to visit Cuba in nearly 9 decades next month, the White House announced. Calvin Coolidge was the first and only to do so in 1928. Plans to normalize relations between the two nations were made public at the end of 2014, and this will be the biggest step forward in more than 50 years of estrangement. Also, the U.S. Supreme Court vacancy. Liberal and conservative advocates forces have mobilized in record time to fight the battle over the nomination on 3 fronts: the White House, Congress, and the campaign trail. Some senators appear ready to flip-flop on their positions on judicial nominees. We asked all of them what their stands are, whether President Obama should select Anton Scalia's successor. Some African Americans see the move by Republicans to delay confirmation hearings and vote another way as an attempt to delay the legitimacy of the country's first black president.
In the day in politics, Marco Rubio won the endorsement of Nikki R. Haley, the governor of South Carolina. Jeb Bush is fighting for his political life in Saturday's primary there, and the more Donald Trump defies the party, the more his supporters cheer for him. Donald Trump, Jeb Bush, and John Kasich will appear at a town hall-style meeting at 8 p.m. on CNN. MSNBC will host a forum in Nevada with Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton at 9 p.m. And Apple versus the government. The company is fighting a court order to unlock the iPhone used by one of the gunmen in San Bernardino, California in December. And other tech industries have retracted cautiously and quietly. As for weather, I have bad news for you folks. Several models have constantly shown a developing storm in the south that will ride along a stalled boundary along the coast early next week, Tuesday night and Wednesday, February 23rd to the 24th. The early track will determine if it's mainly a rain event, ending as some snow, or it could be a main snow event. There are many possibilities this far out. It will strengthen as the storm plays a huge part in whether it will be cold enough for a snow event.
The groundhog lied.
For now, we have added rain to the forecast for Tuesday with the idea that some wet snow would be mixed in. However, if trends get colder, some types of frozen precipitation would possibly late through Wednesday. Highs in the forecast are in the upper 30s during that time, so we do have possibility for more snow. Right now it's 37, partly cloudy, and feels like only 29 degrees, although it feels warmer to me. And for tomorrow, high is 47, partly cloudy. Saturday, 61, mostly cloudy. And Sunday, PM showers, high of 63. It's going to be a beautiful weekend out there, folks. All right, news and weather brought to you by Roanoke College. Classic for tomorrow. We're right back on the Alternative Hour.
So, as you may have heard me interject throughout this show, this is my big little present week, aka my big little reveal is Saturday at 6 p.m. So I have been receiving wondrous presents from my unknown big this week. And today I received a box full of crafting materials so that I may craft wonderful presents for everyone.
And when she received her box of crafting materials, she promptly crapped her pants.
Thank you, Elijah.
Out of excitement.
Thank you for
You're
that.
welcome.
Thank you. I have been freaking out about who my big is for the past week and a half, and I cannot wait any longer. I think like I'm already dead, like from anticipation.
You told me you've been losing sleep about this.
I have. Because I've been thinking. I've been analyzing and like online sleuthing. It's been a big deal.
Yeah, it's been a big deal. Well, I wanted to give you time to talk about this because I know how excited you are.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yes. And I also have an update about an earlier story with the good old Northside High School. So one of my friends, who is a source for me, thank you, sent me this text that was forwarded from someone else. They said, in short, this kid is, I'm not going to say the name, everyone is scared of him. He's like the pot dealing with God for the school, and you don't want to get on his bad side. Someone made him mad, and he threatened to bring a gun to school. So that was right.
Yay.
It's so lovely. All right, well, we have something special after this song, which Christa will tell us all about, and then we'll wrap up the show. This is the Alternative Hour on WRKE 100.3.
I like
So as you guys know, this is the Alternative Hour. Alternative music is all I listen to, and I basically hate all other kinds of music. But that's just me. Probably the most genre that I hate the most would have to be country. However, we've got a special request for a country song that makes me say the words I never thought I would ever say, and that is that I'm honored to play a country song as a request for this. Krista, give us some more information.
In December of 2012, days before Christmas, a very close family friend of ours passed away, Jordan Klope. He loved country music. He loved skeet shooting. He lived very close to my family and I. We would do stuff with the Klopes all the time. And then he passed away in a fatal car accident. And today would have been his 19th birthday. So in honor memoriam of Jordan, we are playing Big Green Tractor by Jason Aldean.
All right, this one is for him. Listen to the Alternative Hour. All right, folks, that does it for the alternative hour today. We will be back on Tuesday. Christa will not be here. She will be at her nerd meeting. But Madeline will be here filling in for me, and it'll be a great show. Until then, have a great weekend, folks. We'll leave you with one for the road. Bye.